Hello everyone, welcome to Noble Creative Tutorials. Today we have a new motion graphics tutorial in our series and I will show you how to create 3D glass spinning countdown in Adobe After Effects without using any third-party plugins. So create your composition and let's get started. So after create your composition, make sure your comp is 60 frames per second. And as you see, I have here this nice animated background and a text layer, which we are going to need to create the countdown. So on this text layer, open these text and go to source text and hold Alt and click on stopwatch. And then we're going to type here time. And then we are going to get these output numbers here, which represent the timeline number. So if, for example, here it's 4 stands for 4 seconds and these 6, whatever it is. So we need to fix this and we're going to use a math expression here. We're going to use math period floor, open parentheses, and then close parentheses, so the value is time here and it's going to round these for us. Basically, we're going to get the seconds output right here, and there's two math expressions that can do that, and here I will explain the difference between the two. So there's math floor and math seal. So as you see, there's the same input here but different outputs, and math floor is rounds down the number to the nearest integer, and math seal is doing the opposite, which rounds up the number to the nearest integer here. So as you see, we got 1 or 2. So for example, if here 2, it's going to be 2 here and 3 here and so on. And basically, we're going to use here a math seal instead of floor, and I'm going to show you why is that. And now we need to create this as counting down. So we're going to put there 60 minus time, and we're going to get this. So as you see, we get our counting down here. But you may notice something happen here. So at the first here, 60 appeared, and then after one frame, it turned to the next number, which we don't want. We want first 60 to hold for 1 second and then start counting down. So basically, that's why we need to use math seal, because it's going to round up the output here for us. So here what we are going to get this time. So as you see, it's counting correctly now, and now we need to make these spinning in 3D. So first we're going to it's already turned on 3D here, so we're going to go to transform, and then here we can use rotation on Y, or we can use orientation. So I'm just going to use here orientation. As you see, it's also rotating there. But we are going to face one problem here, that when a number starts spinning, we're going to get its back face the camera, which we don't want to. And it needs to complete the spin so it show up correctly facing the camera. And to fix that, we're going here to start making a first keyframe, and it's going to be at 0, and then at 60 frame, which is 1 second, we want the orientation to be 90 degree there, and we want the same to be at second 2, so we want that to be the same keyframe there. And basically here, we don't want it to start spinning right away. We want it just before 20 frames. So we're going to add a keyframe at 40 here, and there we're going to put 0, so it's hold here, and then start right here. And then here the trick, if we keep going here, for example, we say here, it need to, so after 20 frame again, so here when it is 60, we want it to face us, so we're going to put that 0. But here we're going to get a problem that it doesn't complete the spinning there, so we just turn back because that's what orientation is doing. So just one frame after this keyframe, we're going to make this 270, and so then it gives us this nice span here. So let's preview and see how this looks like. Okay, it looked pretty cool, and so here, except here, we want it to hold as well. So just before this, so here it needs to be 100, we want it to start animating right from here. So here it's going to be 0, and so here start holding, spin, and then hold for a while, and spin here again, and then after one frame, going to put there 270, and so the same here, going to add here 20 frames, so it's going to be at 40. We want that to be at 0, and let's preview and see how this looks like. So it looks correct and looks nice. So now we want this to keep going on this whole comp. So to do that, we're going to add expression to the orientation. So hold Alt and click on stopwatch. And here we're going to use loop out. So on property, there's a loop out here. And if we just add it, it's going to be something wrong here. So I'll let you first to preview this. So as you see, the counting, it's doing what it needs to be, but the count down and the spine is not in sync. So we need to fix this, and to fix this we need to loop out only the last 4 keyframes here. So on here, we're going, instead of letting it 0, we're going to put 4 there, and it should fix this problem. So as you see, it fixed this for us, and now everything in sync. So and basically we're just saying to loop out, please just loop the last 4 keyframes for us, and that's what it is doing. Okay, so now we need to make these a 3D and looking good with this background. So to make this 3D, we need first to change the renderer to ray traced 3D and hit OK, and then we're going to go here, and on ray traced quality we're going to put there 2 for now, so it's make it faster for us. And let's open here these geometry option, and we're going to give it extrusion. I'm going to put 10 there, so we have some extruded, and we're going to add lights, and let's make that ambient light, and we're going to add another light, and this time is going to be point light, and we're going to hit OK. So here we can change how we want the light to look like. We can add another light, so we're just going to basically duplicate that. Let's change custom view here and try to position the light somewhere where we get a nice result. Maybe it's too bright. Okay, so we want to make these transparent. So we're going to material option here, and there's this transparency, so we're going to put that to 100, and now you can see through this text or this countdown here, so its transparency is at 100, and here there's a fallout for that just to create a nice looking transparency there. And we are going to make it look even good than this. So what we're going to do is duplicating this background, Control D, and for this one we're going to make an environment layer here, and nothing basically changed. So let's solo this, and we are going to get here this environment background, as you see. So here we can change its orientations and rotate it as we want to. So let's see the text with it, what's happening basically when we are rotating that. You can't see much here because on the text there is reflection intensity. We need to make that really high, so when we are changing these now we can see some nice reflections on that text. And here we're going to back here to show everything here, so our background, and basically here we can change the appear in reflection only and get back our background. So let's get rid of these things here. Well, basically now when we change the orientation we can get very nice reflections there, and basically also we can duplicate this, Control D, and on geometry option we're going to add more extrusion for the second duplicate, and we're going to put 15 there, and maybe change the color to white, and we can't see much here, so let's change this to 4, maybe to change the text to another color to be obvious there, and change the quality so we can see it obviously. And of course we can get a really good result than this by adding more lights and do a lot of adjustment to material options, and maybe duplicate the text layer and give it more extrusion to it, change color to give it a nice depth. And hope the idea was very clear, and hope this tutorial was very useful for you guys. And if you have any questions, just comment and I will do my best to be responsive. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials coming soon, and thank you for watching.